Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. So who is speaking to whom? Who is speaking to whom?
Demigods to the Supreme Personality.
Demigods have come to the Kamsa's prison house where Devaki is there, and in the womb of Devaki who is there? Krishna. They are praying to Krishna who is there in the womb. Goddess Garbhasthuti. We have already discussed this verse, but we have not discussed the entire purport. So we'll read the purport and also we'll try to have some more deeper discussion and its practical application. Translation. O Madhava, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the Goddess of Fortune, if devotees completely in love with you sometimes fall from the path of devotion, they do not fall like non-devotees, for you still protect them. Thus they fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotional service. Purport. Devotees generally do not fall down, but if circumstantially they do, the Lord, because of their strong attachment to Him, gives them protection in all circumstances. So, when Lord gives protection to a devotee, you should understand that most important activity in our devotional service is to develop attachment to Krishna. So, and that's why it is said that na utpade yadi ritim shramevehi kevalam. How that verse begins? This is dharmas sunishchitasya pumsam vishwak sena kathasudasyaha na utpade yadi ritim shramevehi kevalam. So when someone performs all his occupational duty very, very wonderfully, very nicely, and very expertly, he is very successful performance of all his services. But if that is not developing attachment to Krishna, then it is Shanyani. So we should see that all our activities in our life is helping you develop attachment to what? Especially in this verse it says Krishna Katha. Now Advade Yadi Ratin to what? Vishwak Sena Katha Swayam. Krishna Katha. So very important that am I developing regular attachment to Krishna? If yes, then even if some problems here and there happens, Krishna will give protection. Thus even if devotees fall down, they are still strong enough to traverse the heads of their enemies. We have actually seen that our Krishna conscious movement has many opponents, such as the deprogrammers who instituted a strong legal case against the devotees. We explained about it. We thought that the case would take a long time to settle, but because the devotees were protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we unexpectedly won the case in one day. Thus, a case that was expected to continue for years was settled in a day because of the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who promised in Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So very important attitude in devotional service is that we are, our progress or our success, our success in bhakti, is dependent on Krishna's grace. What about our endeavor? Yes.
For attracting Krishna's grace.
The endeavor is only meant for attracting Krishna's grace. Okay. Our success is not dependent on the endeavors. So this principle It's very, very critically important. Our success is fully dependent on Krishna's bliss. So should we endeavor or not? The answer is we must endeavor because that's what will attract Krishna's bliss. Only endeavor should be to attract Krishna's bliss. But it is dependent fully on Krishna's bliss. But as soon as a devotee starts thinking that देखो मैंने करके दिखाया, immediately we should understand that devotee is gone in illusion. Devotee अपनी standards से नीचे गिर गया. As soon as he's thinking, and then based on that devotee's great sincerity, either Krishna will be merciful to him, and he will show his mercy by taking away all the success from the devotee, right? And then when that is all taken away, then devotee says, "Oh, what is this?" Actually, the truth is that actually I am useless. It was all Krishna's grace that everything was happening, and then like he will be coming back to his proper position. And if he was not so sincere devotee, Krishna will just leave him. Okay, he wants to think like that. Let him think. Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sadasha ahankar vimohatma karta aham. सोचता रहेगा करता हूँ इति मन्यते. So in that way, that will be gone. Thinking like that. So devotee should always remember this, that actually all this depends on Krishna's bliss, and hence the biggest question should be what I should do, what is my endeavor, what is this endeavor. So we should know that endeavor is not for the success. I'm not doing endeavor to become successful. I'm doing endeavor to please Krishna. In bhakti we may want to do something, right? But we may want to get a success, but instead of working for that success, a devotee works for pleasing Krishna. Because he knows that by pleasing Krishna, in Krishna's grace, the success comes. Clear? So this is the whole formula. And hence, endeavors are always done in that direction. So this is a very important principle which we have been discussing in the last few classes. And wish to little bit more concretely discuss on some practical applications on this. In history, there are many instances of devotees like Chitraketu, Indradum and Maharaj Bharat who circumstantially fell down but were still protected. Maharaj Bharat, for example, because of his attachment to a deer, thought of a deer at the time of death, and therefore in his next life he became a deer. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam nante kalevaram. Because of protection by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, the deer remembered his relationship with Lord and next took birth in a good Brahmanical family and performed devotional service. Shushanam Shanmatam Shri Madam Yehe Yoga Brishto Sanjaya Abhijayate. Similarly, Chitraketu fell down and became a demon, Vritrasur. But he too was protected. Because even if one falls down from the path of Bhakti Yoga, one is ultimately saved. So point is that if a devotee is very sincere, he is saved. If a devotee is strongly situated in devotion service, the Supreme Personality Godhead has promised to protect him. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. But even if a devotee circumstantially falls down, he is protected by Madhava. The word Madhava is significant. Ma, Mother Lakshmi, the mother of all opulences, is always with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if a devotee is in touch with Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the opulences are ready to help him. Right? So that is the significance of the word Madhava. So a devotee focus on success. Success is like goddess of fortune. So this is success. But a devotee focuses on not only success, he focuses on pleasing Krishna. Right? And with Krishna, Krishna is Madhava, so already success is there. Understand? A devotee doesn't so much think, how I will become successful. Everybody thinks, just like Prabhupada went to America, and some people were saying, Prabhupada, we should try to do things in such a way that Americans feel attracted. If you have given 4 principles, out of the 4, one is very, very difficult for Americans. And what is it? No illicit sex. This is too difficult. So if you just compromise on this one thing, then you can have 100 times more followers. Right? So it will be so wonderful. Prabhupada said, I have not come here to please Americans. I have come here to please Krishna. Right? So Prabhupada didn't thought that, let me just compromise something here and there. So point is that a devotee doesn't think more success will come if I do like this, I do like that. A devotee thinks the success is to please Krishna. Even if nothing happens in my life, if I am able to please Krishna, then I become successful. Right? Now Srila Prabhupada, he was endeavoring in India, preaching for how many years? For 43 years, Prabhupada was successful or unsuccessful? It depends on how you see the success, right? If you see the success from how many number of devotees he made, how many centers he opened, how many, from all these results, if you see, then Prabhupada was a big failure. Right? But if you see from the right perspective of pleasing Krishna, Prabhupada was successful always. Right? Because Prabhupada very sincerely, seriously, and without any ulterior motives, always put effort to preach Krishna consciousness. And that is what pleases Krishna. Right? And at the right time, when Krishna felt that now is the right time, Krishna arranged him to go to America. And then Krishna arranged in America so many things, so that now Prabhupada can go and spread Krishna consciousness. So in that way, Krishna has his plan. A devotee should simply think that what is allocated to me, what is told to me, I should simply try to follow that. I should not try to create my own things. I'll explain what I'm saying. Prabhupada is explaining further. Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, Yatra Partha Damodhara, Tatra Shri Vijayar Bhuti, Dhruvat Nitir, Matir Nama. So devotee is focused on this verse. This verse is very important. What in this verse is? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna means where there is Krishna. What comes there? Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhuti. There Shri means opulence, Vijaya means victory. So victory will be there where Krishna is there. And Bhuti, all wonderful, extraordinary power will also be there. So where there is Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna and his devotee Arjuna, so we should see what Krishna and his devotees want. Right? Partha. There is victory, opulence, extraordinary power and morality. So all these things naturally will be there. The opulence of a devotee are not results of karma kanda vichar. मेरे को ज़्यादा पैसा मिल गया, मेरे को ज़्यादा अच्छा जॉब लग गया, मेरे को ज़्यादा ये हो गया. Any external things. A devotee is always protected by all of the Supreme Lord's opulences, of which no one can deprive him. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Thus a devotee cannot be defeated by any opponents. A devotee therefore should not deviate knowingly from the path of devotion. Okay. The adherent devotee is assured of all protection from the Supreme Person God. So devotee should not knowingly, जान बूझकर भगवान की बातें चल रही हैं. But if circumstantially something happens, a devotee is protected. So that's why we should focus on understanding what is expected and what is given to us and what will please Krishna. Right? Not that how I can try to understand things more and more. So in this regard, one practical application, 2-3 points I would like to explain. As we had been discussing last time, we discussed on attending full morning program, right? We discussing that? Discuss on that. Not missing out any part without sanction, right? When discuss on sanction. And also discuss on deity worship, what are things are being given by acharyas following that. Similarly, in that way we can go on explaining every aspect, but principle has been told. If you understand this principle, its application should be there in each and every moment of our life. That means every moment of our life, whatever we do, we should think, is this sanctioned? Is this what my superiors want me to do? Where I am right now, if I am here right now, is this what my superiors want me to do? Right? Or they want me to be in somewhere else? So physically we are present, mentally where we are present. What activities am I doing? So similarly, and some activities, if it is in gray zone, you don't know, then you should inquire. So even the activity as wonderful like Shravanam, right, and Kirtanam, even these activities, preaching, this is also Kirtanam, Sakhyam, whatever, there's wisdom and attitude. So even these activities, which are very high core devotion service principles, we have to understand that these will work based on based on whether it is sanctioned or not sanctioned. Right? Don't think that any Shravanam I can do, whatever Shravanam I will do, that is going to be very beneficial. Within, although I may do Shravanam within the, ठीक है प्रभु जी, मैं कोई परंपरा के बाहर का नहीं सुन रहा हूँ, मैं तो वही श्रवण कर रहा हूँ जो ISKCON के अंदर है, प्रभुपाद के मिशन के. Obviously, if someone says that I'll do any hearing, it can go on to any extent.
Radheshyam Prabhu's syllabus.
I'll explain. So one kind of deviation or different deviations in Shravanam. I'll explain. Deviations. Right. So deviations in Shravanam, different kinds of deviations in Shravanam. What is that? First one is like too gross. What is that? Outside ISKCON only. Outside ISKCON. Now, outside ISKCON there can be many things. Outside ISKCON can be some Mayavadis. Outside ISKCON can be some, what is that called as motivational speakers. Right? They are like atheists only. Atheist. Outside ISKCON can be other sampradaya. Other sampradaya like some Astha channel, this channel, I don't know. and they may be, some may be devotees also, and some may be devotees externally and inside Mayavadi. We don't know who they are. And some may be devotees also. I am not talking of, many procedures, ekdam perfect bona fide devotee. Still I would say this is not a proper hearing. Okay, this Shravanam does not help you. Okay, because this Shravanam is not sanctioned, Krishna will not manifest with us. Okay? Yes? Hindi bhajans. Hindi bhajans which are outside our. See, we should get sanction if we feel that mere ko sunna hai. Because what happens? These bhajans, who has written? See, some great souls has written, that's a different thing. Then also we should get a sanction. But my point is that this is obviously in terms of putting rules and regulations, like this heavily. More important than that is we should understand that why should I bother hearing anything else when Narottam Das Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us bhajans by which we can enter into Golok Vrindavan. We don't know what these bhajans will make us enter where. Okay, right? Any other bhajans and songs are there, right? And hence, we are not saying that it is strictly not allowed and one cannot hear it is offense and nothing like that. But a devotee should naturally feel that why should I do this? Why should I? Because I don't know what my consciousness will become. Because whoever written these songs, their consciousness is there in this, and probably their consciousness may take them to some may be Mayavadis, mostly are Mayavadis. Some may be devotees, but maybe it may take me to Vaikuntha, and it may take me to some other places. So we don't know. Even if they are Krishna songs, still that doesn't mean that's going to take you to Godoka. Unless a resident of Godoka helps you. And the consciousness given by Narottam Das Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, these acharyas, is so important. So, and कमी है क्या? हमारे वैष्णव सॉन्ग बुक में कमी पड़ गया है कि हम दूसरे सॉन्ग सुनना है. इतना सॉन्ग है और कमी अगर लगे किसी को तो बताइएगा. Bhaktivinoda Thakur Sharanagati book is there, full book. And then Narottam Das, you can open Veda base, you get so many songs. So there is no dearth.
Still, it is an offense, na Prabhu. If we are going outside, that means we don't have faith in
Yes.
what we have been given by
Yes,
Srila
yes,
Prabhupada.
sir. So actually it's an offense, someone who becomes a committed, not someone who has decided a spiritual master, committed to Prabhupada, or he has taken initiation, then it becomes offense for sure. But the point is that someone who is not committed, for him also he should understand that why should I invest? Someone who is committed, for him it will become offense. Yes. That's true. Okay, so we should not hear. We should know that Krishna is not going to manifest beyond the things which is not sanctioned. Right? Krishna will not manifest because it becomes whimsical, independent mentality. Okay. So now ये सब हो गया. And other संप्रदाय में, including यहाँ पर हम outside ISKCON बोल रहे हैं तो within Gaudiya संप्रदाय also I am also including Gaudiya Math. So even in Gaudiya Math is there. That also I am including. Okay. So Prabhupada never sanctioned hearing from Gaudiya Math devotees. Okay. So right. So this is so without getting sanctioned to hear all these things, even what is I see Prabhupada disciples also, they are very strict. They will not attend, they will not go to Gaudiya Math's program. Right? I told the past time of Bhakti Saraswami Maharaj, right? So once there was Acharya was sitting with Radha Swami Maharaj, so once one Gaudiya Math sannyasi came and gave an invitation to Radha Swami Maharaj for some program which they were organizing to glorify Bhakti Thakur. So it was a common program, so he gave an invitation. Maharaj took their invitation and that person went. So then Acharya asked Maharaj, will you come for this program? And then Radha Maharaj asked, is Bhakti Saraswami Maharaj going for this program? And then Acharya told, no Maharaj, Bhakti Saraswami Maharaj told that he will not go to any of this program because they undermine position of Srila Prabhupada. So not go. And then Radha Maharaj said, if he is not going, how can I dare to go? The point is that even the great souls, they are very careful, right, about not going. That doesn't mean that they are not going back to God. As I assume mat kariyega. We should know that what is our parampara. Right? And hearing what, see, if Gaudiya Math sannyasi, their disciple, hear their spiritual master, that is how Krishna will manifest in their life. You understand? Similarly, you follow your spiritual master, then Krishna will manifest in your life. Very simple. You understand? So in that way, they are also going back to Godhead, you also go back to Godhead. Their method, for them Krishna will manifest in. So main issue which we have to rectify is our independent mentality. Understand? Independent mentality has to be changed. Right? So Gaudiya Math devotees also go back to Godhead. Prabhupada said, there was one sannyasi during Prabhupada time who created a lot of trouble in Prabhupada's movement. A lot of trouble. So Prabhupada used to be very heavy sometimes. So one fine day the news came that this sannyasi left the body. So he was creating a lot of trouble in his ISKCON. So all the devotees, they were feeling very happy, all Prabhupada disciples. And they said, so Prabhupada, where did he went? And then they were thinking that now Prabhupada is going to say that he went to some, hellish planets or something like that. Prabhupada didn't say. He went back home, back to Godhead and Golok Vrindavan. All disciples were shocked. He did so much problem to ISKCON, continuously, from beginning till end. Always he was like creating such obstacles to ISKCON. He went back to Godhead. Always like that. Because that, yes, because he served Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur so wonderful. And that's why, because he served Saraswati Thakur, so Saraswati Thakur taken that. So we should understand that just because you are saying that don't offend Gaudiya Math devotees, it will be pure Vaishnava aparadh, okay? But don't hear, okay? Because if you hear, then also you will commit Vaishnava aparadh. Both is a problem. If you offend them, if you criticize them, you will commit Vaishnava aparadh. If you hear from them, you will commit Vaishnava aparadh, because you will commit which Vaishnava aparadh? Vaishnava aparadh to your line. Okay? Then that will become a Vaishnava aparadh. And if you criticize them, then that's become Vaishnava aparadh to them. So hence you have to be very careful. Okay? Clear? Point is clear? So this is all outside ISKCON, including Oriental. The next kind of hearing deviation is within ISKCON a bit. Within. So within ISKCON also, lectures, whatever lectures we want to hear, we should hear. Hearing what is not sanctioned. So we should even ask here also that what I should hear. Right? Because then what will happen, that is also deviation, because what will happen after some time, we may, because of our independent mentality and Krishna not manifesting through these lectures, okay, it may be within ISKCON very bona fide lectures, but because of our independent mentality and hence Krishna not manifesting, what will happen? It won't water our Bhakti Lata Bij, it will water our Upishakas. Just like Jnana. So most of the devotees who do this, suddenly you find their attitude is so different. First thing, the biggest thing which comes to them is called as pride. Which is such a subtle anartha that no one understands. Pride means one thing that I am very advanced about it. And it leads to one disease. There is one very important disease. Please know this disease. In case you have seen or have not heard, please.
PDS.
What is it? It's called as PDS. What is it? Pure Devotee Syndrome. Okay. This is a disease. How many of you have heard about this disease? How many of you have seen anyone with this disease? इसको देखना That is okay. You should not judge others unless until you are in authoritative position. But yes, if you see such symptoms of such disease, pure devotee syndrome, it's a very deadly disease. It is better that a devotee suffers from lot of lusty desires, lot of mind is so impure to do always I am thinking about sex life. This is not such a serious issue. This can be handled very easily. But this disease is deadly. It kills one's spiritual life fully. And it makes one very rebellious. Because that's a root issue. Independent mentality is the root issue why we have come to this material world. So this is a very deadly disease. So this all comes by hearing unauthorized lectures where a devotee starts feeling, see, I know things which they don't know. अरे आप लोग क्या बेसिक लेक्चर देते हो, बहुत लेक्चर ही सुनते रहते हो आप लोग क्या, प्रपद लेक्चर में क्या वही बेसिक बता रहे ना, आई एम नॉट बॉडी स्पिरिट सोल, तो बहुत पुरानी बात हो गई. अभी मैं आपको कुछ नई चीज़ बता रहा हूँ, मैंने ये सुना तो टेक्निकल है. So this is not nourishing your spiritual life, right? This is only increasing your head. Head weight is increasing. And this weight will what it will do? It will drown you. Right? अगर कोई ओशन में डूब रहा है और बोले कि मैं एक क्राउन, सुंदर सा क्राउन पहन लेता हूँ, तो क्या होगा? जल्दी से फास्ट डूबेगा. So that's what is it. It is only increasing your head weight and you are going to drown faster. Bye bye Prabhuji. Okay. So we should understand, we should not hear these things. Whereas hearing the right lectures which we have been given to us may look kadva. Just like simple example, Prabhupada lectures. Prabhupada lectures sometimes may look like, I don't know, basic things. May not look so interesting and so inspiring, but that is the medicine. Right? वो आपको ठीक करने वाली चीज़ है, ठीक है. उसको आप लो, उसको खाओ. कितना ले सको. प्रॉपर लेक्चर्स के लिए हमारा कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है वॉइस में, ठीक है, जितना सुनना सुन सकते हैं. बिकॉज दैट इज द हार्डकोर मेडिसिन. व्हाई इट इज सो? बिकॉज दैट इज द रियल मिल्क ऑफ नरिशमेंट कमिंग इन परंपरा. राइट? ओके. So we should know what lectures to hear. Okay. And most importantly, we should know what is sanctioned, and especially if it is given to me. Suppose sometimes you go to a senior and senior tells you, you ask your senior, can you tell me some lectures which I should hear? And suppose seniors give you some lecture, ye suno, ye suno, ye suno. And you may see by the title of the lecture, you may think, ये lecture तो मुझे शायद आता है, मुझे कुछ और ही चाहिए था. Don't think that Krishna is going to manifest other way, no? Even if the title of lecture is redundant, Even if you feel, these lectures are something, वो पता है मेरे को पहले से. Still, when you hear these lectures, what will happen? Krishna will manifest. You should know this is how things work. Our success is not increasing your head weight. Success is what? In increasing Krishna. Right? You understand? So this is called as bona fide Shravan. Bona fide Shravan means here recommended lectures. Okay. These lectures are recommended. And then there are recommended lectures and then there are sanctioned lectures. Okay. Okay. What is sanctioned lecture? In general, I have just heard saying. Sanctioned lecture means recommended lectures means we have been told, Guruji, ये आपका personal lecture hearing है, personally का आप मिले तो ये है lecture. This is called recommended lecture. These are like very powerful and important for us. Sanctioned lectures means नहीं गुरुजी और कुछ सुनने का मन कर रहा है. ठीक है, तो sanctioned lecture मैंने क्या बोला हुआ है? radheshamdas.com उसके अंदर जो सर्च करना है उसके अंदर करो सर्च. उसके अंदर सर्च करके सुनते रहो ना. उसमें और महाराज के लेक्चर्स भी हैं, सिर्फ रायशंकर के नहीं हैं, प्रभुपाद के भी हैं, महाराज लोगों के भी हैं. वो उधर उसके अंदर बैठ के सुनते रहो, जितना उधर सर्च करना है सर्च करो. दैट इज विद इन सैंक्शन. ट्राई टू हियर आउटसाइड ऑफ दैट. चलो यूट्यूब में कुछ रिकमेंडेड आया है, चलो इसको रिकमेंडेड को क्लिक करके देखते हैं, इधर करते हैं. दिस इज ऑल जस्ट फन. ओके, इंटेलेक्चुअल फन. इट मे बी फन ऑफ योर माइंड और योर इंटेलेक्ट. दैट्स ऑल. और मजे करते रहोगे, भक्ति नहीं कर पाओगे. ठीक है. So we have to become real serious devotee, understanding how Krishna will manifest in my life, how actually I should become a real devotee. Okay? Clear?
बोले महाराष्ट्र उसमें तो वेबसाइट में बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स.
Take sanction. See, I'm saying this is very general, but when you take a personal sanction, like for you, you have decided you're a spiritual master. So once someone decides he's spiritual master, then after that the sanction lectures will be different, or recommended lecture. It will become recommended lecture for you. For you to hear Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj lecture is a recommended lecture, not just sanctioned lecture. Understand? Understand? Because that's your connection to Guru Parampara. Understand? So in that way, but that becomes specific for you. It can't be become generalized. You understand? Clear? Again, take guidance. Best is what? Best is you go to your counselor, ask him that what all lectures you recommend me to hear. If he says choose whatever you like, then that becomes recommended. My point is what? More we get into this thought process, what I am training. This is just a detail. I'm giving you examples to just keep explaining the one point only. What is the thought process? That we act as per the guidance. Okay. We should know that independently I have no approach to Krishna. मैं कुछ करके कृष्ण को पकड़ लूँगा. We should always understand that Krishna has a method. That's what the previous verses say. Krishna has a method. What is the method? When Acharya says, then Krishna says, okay, Acharya ने बोला अभी मैं इसको करूँगा. Prabhupada says 16 rounds, 4 elements. So now 16 rounds, 4 elements may look too simple. But because Prabhupada has said this, and we are following because of Prabhupada, Krishna will say, I'll accept this fellow with this basic thing also. Not because of 16 rounds, 4 elements, because of Prabhupada's statement. Understand? So hence we should understand this. This is the principle. The principle is that what is given by my superior, that's how Krishna will manifest in my life. So superior has given these lectures to hear. By hearing these lectures, Krishna will manifest in my life. Understand? Just like some devotees will, Prabhupada lecture is too basic. This was an issue, very serious issue. Even today it happens sometimes. But now so many case studies have happened that I hope people have become awakened. That this used to be an issue that Prabhupada didn't talk much about Rasa Leela, gopis of Vrindavan and many such very esoteric. He had talked about it actually. But people think like that. It's not that he has not talked about it. First of all, it's a misconception. Prabhupada has not talked about Rasa Leela, Prabhupada has not talked about Vrindavan, Prabhupada has not talked about... This is foolishness. This is spoken by people who never read Prabhupada books. If you don't read Prabhupada books, only such people speak these things. And then they say that now you have to come to another person and this, that, blah, blah, blah. So So this is very dangerous. One has to understand that even if that is true, my point is this, even if that is true, let's say Prabhupada books, you are unable to find anything about Krishna consciousness, Vrindavan and all that. And even if you find or not find, doesn't matter. The real thing is that if you follow what Prabhupada is saying, Krishna will manifest and reveal all these things in your heart. Divya Gyan, Hridaya Prakashita. Understand? So hence we should find the method by which Krishna will manifest in my life. Not try to find my shortcut and my way. That अरे हमको तो सिर्फ यही सिखाया जा रहा है, हम कुछ और नया सीख के आते हैं अंदर में जाकर, कुछ इधर उधर पढ़ लेंगे, कुछ इधर उधर देख लेंगे और उससे हम सीख लेंगे. Right? Understand? Krishna will not manifest. Your only head will increase. Head will increase. You will only become proud. देखो मुझे ये भी आता है, मुझे ये भी आता है. Understand? Similarly chanting, right? Similarly preaching. Someone will say, I am very compassionate. I want to preach Krishna consciousness, and let me preach. All of them are laughing because I told them. Let me preach.